So at the beginnings of the spiritual path, we make an effort to move from bad habits, negative thinking, into good habits and positive thinking. And of course, positive feelings. This effort is valuable. And very soon we find out that it is not so easy, that it requires a significant effort to just feel good, to have positive thoughts here, and to have good habits, to create good spiritual habits. So it's a huge challenge in the beginning of our path. Later on, as we keep moving forward, one day you hear about non-duality. And just the word non-duality says it all, right? It's not about good and evil. It is about that which is beyond good and evil. And then, as you begin to look for that which is beyond good and evil, the question arises. Well, what about all that effort that I put into becoming a good person? Was it worthwhile? Or should I have just bypassed the whole process and move into that which is beyond good and evil? Consciousness, in this case, right? So, from the perspective here, looking backwards into that process of self-improvement, it was invaluable to work at self-improvement. But not only in retrospect, but even today. After awakening, once you have already seen very clearly that that which you are is beyond good and evil, is beyond the mind, is beyond duality, still, consciousness is operating here through an instrument. The best name for this instrument is the mind-body organism. And this mind-body organism is not perfect yet at all. Not because you woke up to true nature. Your mind-body organism has turned into a perfect organism, into a perfect instrument for consciousness to express itself here. Not at all. There is plenty that needs to be done after awakening. And where is that done? In this mind-body system, not in me. And that is what changes. The work that is done after awakening is not self-improvement. It's improvement in the mind-body organism. And is it necessary to do that? Why not leaving the mind-body organism alone and just, live in the truth that you are pure consciousness, which is true. That your true nature is that. Well, this is the problem. That in order to live life from true nature, the mind-body organism, which is an instrument of sensory perception for consciousness, that instrument has to be purified. That instrument has to be the right instrument for the expression of consciousness. And if it has bad habits, if it has negative thoughts, if it has issues, pending traumas, all that stands on the way. And you find out, you can see this, because after awakening, very soon you realize that you're not all the time resting as consciousness. That there are things pending that pull you out into duality, into the mind. So what are you going to do about those things? You need to keep working. After awakening, there is work to do in the mind-body organism, and that work to do is called embodiment work. It is to embody consciousness. But to embody consciousness, you need to work in the mind-body organism to make it the proper instrument for consciousness to abide here. At the same time, this work helps to decrease suffering. It decreases suffering because it's not that you woke up and suffering is gone. It's not true. So still you have to deal with suffering due to remaining issues. So when you work in the mind-body organism through the right techniques, the right methods, very fast, very soon, you overcome those issues and suffering decreases. And resting as consciousness becomes more stable. And in this process, what are you doing in regard to good and evil? You are removing the mind-body organism from its evil traits. Of course, you are working with evolution, the evolution that has moved the soul from incarnation to incarnation, through one body to another to another. You are supporting that process. You are not in. So you will not support a regressive process, regressing to evilness. When you wake up, keep working in the mind-body organism to become a better instrument for consciousness, for love also, which is the positive force in the universe, not the negative. But the fascination with the negative force that we see here in this planet is regressive. It brings the process of evolution in reverse. It creates regression. Which obviously increases suffering. So the process is through the light, through the goodness, through being a good person first. And we need to move in that direction continuously through incarnations. And yes, there will come some stupid friend that read some idiotic book that will tell you, oh no, you can do it through evil. Don't fall for those traps. They are traps. I want to address another issue today, which pertains to our civilization. Our civilization itself is being confronted with the extreme evil that is embedded in itself. This is a confrontation, and you can see it. If you open your eyes, you will see it, and it will continue. And again, the situation for our civilization is similar to the situation of our personal journey. Our civilization has a journey, we have a personal journey, and there are similarities. Our civilization has to move towards the positive side, towards the light, and it has to leave behind evil. And there is a lot of evil. So now civilization is being confronted so that everyone can see the amount of corruption and evil that is there. What for? Well, because the first step in all these processes is to become aware. If we are not aware, we cannot do anything about it. Same as in your personal journey. If you are not aware of a particular negative trait, you cannot do anything about it. Once you become aware, there are a lot of things you can do about it. Lots of things that work very well, and I have shared many through the videos. Well, the same thing, our civilization has to see, has to become aware of its evil in order to move forward. And that's what we are seeing. Apparently, for those who look at these issues superficially, the conflict is between liberal values and conservative values. It is not that. The conflict is between good and evil, not between conservative values versus liberal values. There are a lot of conservative values that are immensely positive and invaluable for a society. There are some liberal values also that have value. And we need to discern that. If we lock ourselves in just one position, then we lose flexibility, of course. But if I were to choose, which one I would choose? Well, lots of civilizations have been built on conservative values, but I don't know one civilization that was able to sustain itself for centuries based on liberal values. So be careful. You can't sustain a civilization without a strong root in conservative values. And from there, you can also incorporate some liberal values that have value. But the foundation has to be somewhat conservative. You can't get away with this. Show me one civilization that was entirely liberal and was able to sustain itself for a long time and make people happy, right? So our civilization, to a great degree, has discarded conservative values, at least a good chunk of our civilization. And it's a big mistake. You can't do that if you want to create a healthy civilization. Neither you can do that if you want to create a healthy personality, or if you want to create a healthy mind-body system after awakening. And again, I'm not saying that there is some value in liberal values. But let us take one of them, okay? You look at the Ten Commandments, conservative values, not lying. What do we have now in this society? Politicians lying to their people all the time, like never seen before. This is constant manipulation, constant lying, right? Can you create a society, a healthy society, based on manipulation and lies? Let's take another value, not stealing. Look at the corruption that is happening now. Look at how much stealing there is going on. Can you create a healthy civilization based on stealing? Impossible. Corruption brings down a civilization. So we need to give value to conservative values. We need to embrace them. We need to demand them. We need to also embody them in our own mind-body organism. The work after awakening is called embodiment. It's embodying the awakening, the divine qualities in the mind-body organism. And although there are similarities with the work before awakening that you have been doing that is called self-improvement, there are differences, and there are some significant differences. So if you are interested, if you have already awakened at least to some degree, and you're interested in working with a coach to help you to travel through that part of the journey after awakening during the embodiment process, we offer through the Institute 2 programs that are helpful to do this for embodiment purposes. And last, if you have not yet awakened, awakening is not that difficult, but it's a milestone and it needs to happen. Don't waste your time excessively before awakening. Wake up. It's not that difficult. And so that you can move to the next stage, which is embodiment. Don't stay unnecessarily for too long in the self-improvement stage. You can move forward. To do that, one effective way is to use the awakening protocol, and you will find also a link below this video. So just write to me to the address that you will find at the end of this video, brainoptimization@icloud.com. Write to me and we can get in contact. Okay, best to everyone.